So earlier this year on a video, I received a question asking me what are the stores that plus size women shop at in Paris? And then recently I received another question asking me if there are even any plus size women in Paris. So here is the thing. French culture is just really not accommodating to plus size women. However, I have found them and I am going to be sharing them with you in today's video. Hello, for those who do not know, my name is Adriel. I am an American in Paris, and let's get into where exactly you can go shopping in Paris if you are a plus size woman. Let's get into these stores and I'll share them with you, and then I'll share a fourth one that's kind of like online, and after that I'll also just dive into briefly kind of what the French think of as being plus size. So the first store I would like to recommend if you are looking for a great place to shop for plus size clothing is Make My Lemonade. The thing about Make My Lemonade is they make clothes for all sizes. They are a size inclusive brand. And so I actually shop there myself as well. And I love their clothes. I think they're colorful. I think they're fun. And yeah, it's just a cute store. Their store is located by Canal Saint-Martin, so if you happen to be visiting Paris, it's a great neighborhood where you can, just hang out and relax and kind of very local vibes. But Make My Lemonade is a great store to visit. This next brand I have not shopped at because I am not plus size, but I walk by their store all the time and their clothing is very vibrant and very beautiful as well. And it's called Marina Rinaldi. Marina Rinaldi is another plus size French fashion brand, and as you can see, their clothing is just, again, very fun. It's not frumpy, it's colorful, it's chic, and I really appreciate the designs. I also really like the fact that their store is quite large. This is their store in Saint-Germain-des-Prés. The store is quite large, and so you have, a lot of choice to choose from, which I think is really important. And as you can see, it's fashionable, it's up to date. It's not something that makes you feel like, I shouldn't go in there. And they have quite a few stores around Paris, so you'll kind of, depending on what area you're in, you'll probably be able to go to find a store relatively close to you. So the third store I want to recommend to you is called Jean Marc Philippe. Jean Marc Philippe, again, is a French brand that specializes in selling clothing for plus size women. This is their store that is close to Châtelet, so it's actually very central in the city of Paris, and Châtelet is a really big kind of shopping area, so it would be kind of an ideal place to have this. And this store, again, caters to plus size women. What I, again, liked about the designs, just kind of from looking around, is that, again, things looked nice, they looked chic, they didn't look frumpy. It really did have kind of, it looked fun, right? Again, it looked fun and looked nice, and you wouldn't look like you're kind of, standing out. One of my big things that always bugs me is when, brands make clothes, and whether it's for someone who's petite or plus size, they make it, frumpy, and they do that a lot, particularly as you get older. It's like some sort of assumption that you should be wearing frumpier clothes. So it always bugs me when brands do that. And what I liked, again, about this brand is they didn't seem to do that. Their clothes, again, seemed, a bit more chic. And now one last option that I want to give to you is called La Redoute. La Redoute is actually an online store, so that's probably going to be kind of more geared if you live here. But La Redoute is a place where you can go and look for, plus size clothing. And the great thing is that you can filter it by size. And so as you can see, they go all the way up, I think it was to 5XL or maybe 6XL. So there's definitely you have the ability to have a lot more choice. And I think, frankly, that for many women might be a more comfortable way to shop in Paris, because shopping in Paris, if you are not kind of the typical French image, can be very frustrating. And so let me just talk about that just a bit. I am a woman, I am petite, I have, you know, I'm more pear-shaped, I have little boobs, and, you know, slightly larger tookish, right? I am not a real straight like this. I have a shape, and that is okay. You know, that's my body. That is what it is. I can tell you that in France, when I go into stores, these saleswomen try to make me feel like I am a size 10. And my normal size is a size 0. But surely because I have shape to me, they try to put me down at times. So for example, there are many times when I go into a store and I say, I am a size 34. Now, to do some size conversion to kind of help make it make sense, a size 34 is a size 0. A size 36 is a size 2. A size 38 would be then a size 4, essentially, and so on and so forth, right? And that's just kind of like roughly how you want to think about it, right? And so most French women, I think, are probably like a 36, you know, 38, you know, hovering kind of in there. And so, but as I said, I have curves. So I will go into a store and I'll say my size is a 34, and they will sometimes bring me a size 38 or even a size 40. So essentially what they're bringing me is a size 4 or a size 6 simply because I have hips. And then I'll put it on and they're like, oh my gosh, you're swimming in that. And it's like, yeah, it's not my size. I'm a size 34. And then they'll run and they'll go get you the size 34 and they're like, oh my gosh. Like, they can't believe that it fits you. So if you go into a store in France, particularly in Paris, and you ask for, you know, let's say your normal size, whatever that might be, you know, let's say it's a 40 or 42 or 44 even, you know, and they sit there and they're like, oh no, that's not going to fit you. You know, don't let them discourage you, because they do that to anybody who isn't a stick, okay? Anyone who has any curve whatsoever, they're going to size you up 2 or 3 sizes. I once went into a store in Paris. I was at Le Bon Marché, and I was walking by like the little Gucci section in a Le Bon Marché, and they had these super cute jeans, and I was like, let me try on these jeans. Like, these are cute. And I told the man, I was like, yeah, this is my denim size. It's a size, I don't know, I think it was like a 20, 24, 25. I was like, so please, you know, bring that for me. And he goes, well, can you please open your coat so I can look at you and just make sure that that's the right size for you? And I looked at him, and I slowly opened the coat, and he goes, oh my gosh, you're so petite. Like, yes, absolutely, that's definitely your size. Yeah, I know my size, sir. Needless to say, I did not buy those pants, because why am I gonna buy some pants from somebody who's like insulting me? And the jeans were super cute, y'all. I was a little salty to let those jeans go, but you know, I'm just not accepting that. but suffice it to say that if you go shopping in Paris and the salespeople act weird, like they try to shove you into something that is 2 sizes too big, even though you know your size, girl, it's not you, it's them. Okay. It is not you, it's them. And the reason why is because particularly in Paris, living here, in French culture in general, but particularly in Parisian culture, people are shamed for being plus size. Being plus size is not something that is looked favorably upon. And frankly, their definition of a plus size is someone who's probably like someone who is a size 8. Like, an 8 or a 10 for them is essentially what's considered plus size. So do not be discouraged or offended by, you know, them being weird to you. Just know that, you know, they do it to me, and they do it to everybody, and that's just like the way that Parisian culture is. And another thing that I think is really important for me to also make a note of when it comes to shopping here in Paris and when you're looking for clothes is when it comes to how French clothes are in fact cut. French clothes are cut straight. They are not cut to accommodate any boobs or any hips. They are cut in a very much a straight line. So there's no give. So for example, one of my biggest pet peeves is that, you know, my waist is obviously smaller than my hips. So a lot of times if I buy something, it won't fit my waist. Like there will be a gap between like my waist and like the piece of clothing, but it'll fit my hips, or vice versa. So sometimes I have to size up simply because I need an item that's going to accommodate my hips, and then I have to take it to the tailor to get it like taken in to like fit my waist. I'm just telling you that because I, again, don't want you to feel discouraged while you are shopping for clothes here. If you find that, you know, you have to size up 1 or 2 sizes, it's simply because they, for most clothes, are not cut to accommodate any curves. There's like no stretch or give or anything. And it's just the way that this culture works. And so as a result, I just want you to know that, like, if you're going out shopping and you're looking for something, you know, no matter what your size is, you know, it's entirely possible you might have to size up just to accommodate the fact that you have like boobs. You know? So please know that. And I touched upon at the beginning of the video, one of the questions I got, you know, are there any plus size women in Paris? You know, I think you can tell from kind of what I've already said, and also, you know, the video that I did on, you know, how French women stay slim. Really, there just are not that many. This is not a society that is particularly, as I said, kind to any woman who is not, you know, a little stick just like this. So it is definitely a hard society to live in if you are plus size, and that unfortunately is just the reality of it, and that's their culture. And you know, you just have to accommodate to it as you live here. If you're coming to Paris and you have any questions about shopping or any other suggestions about, you know, places you can go, you know, for accessories or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer those questions, always happy to kind of give any more information that you might need, and any other questions you might have about living in Paris, you know, let a homegirl know in the comment section, because I will happily do videos on them and I will definitely address those questions. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let's continue this discussion in the comments. If you know of any other places besides the 4 that I mentioned, you know, definitely let me know. Let a homegirl know anything else in the comment section. Take care, stay safe, and talk to you again soon. Bye!